Welcome everyone. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I will take the first 2 minutes and I'll hand it over to the speaker for the topic Gen AI for software developers today, guys. My name is Sharad Sirpiram. I am from AgileFever team. Before we kick off the session today, the masterclass, I'd like to thank AgileFever for hosting this free masterclasses for us. And the reason we are hosting this series in regards to few of the upskilling programs that we are working on here. So we have various upskilling programs at AgileFever for artificial intelligence. Most of these boot camps are focused on career focused. If any of you are planning to move to any of these AML roles or GenAI engineering roles, agentic data or ML ops roles, we have end-to-end setup with the job readiness for you guys. So these are for the people who want to career shift, and we also have great resources and courses here for folks who want to leverage Gen AI in their existing roles and agentic AI in their existing roles. All of the courses are role specific. So this is prompt engineering for business leaders, scrum masters, project owners, product owners, backend and front-end developers with the DevOps engineers. So all of these are role focused ones. So we have a pretty good material for all the AI prospects or people who want to move towards AI or leverage AI in their existing jobs. If you are interested in upskilling or want to improve or want to keep relevant with the market, please do reach out to us if you have anything that we can help with you. Thank you. That's all from my side. I will hand it over to the speaker today. We have Arhant from my team. Arhant, over to you, and you can share your screen and get started. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sharad. Hi everyone. A very good morning and good evening, depending on the time zone you are in. So I'll be the speaker for today's session, and today we'll be talking about like how the AI is helping us in the sense software developers in making our life easy. So when I say easy, so in the sense like now actually we don't need to write any codes. So we have the AI agents who are embedded into our coding platforms, right? Let's talk about the VS Code. Let's talk about the Jupyter Notebook. Let's talk about the Google Antigravity, which is a very new ID came into the picture. So you just need to give the prompt over there, and the work is done, right? So now the old time is gone where we need to write the codes by ourselves. We used to write the codes, then we used to get the syntax errors, then we used to think the logic, whether this logic will work or not, then we used to test it. So earlier we used to spend a lot of brainstorming in creating the logics, in remembering the syntaxes, in remembering the functions. But with the advancement of this generative AI, so we have the AI agents, I would say coding agents, which are embedded into our coding platforms, and we simply can start working on it. And the interesting part is like some of these are free to use, and almost every company is using it to increase the productivity. Okay, so now they don't need to spend like 2 months, 3 months to completing any user story. Now earlier, if any particular user story was taking like 3 months to cover, now that can be easily done within 15 days if we have the full requirement and if we have the clear picture like what to do. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss today, and I'll try to keep the things very practical today. Okay, so what we will discuss, firstly for 10-15 minutes, I'll quickly walk through the PPT part. In the PPT, basically we'll discuss like what are the different tools which you can use, and the AI agents, and how to give the different type of prompts. What are the common mistakes which we as a developers do while doing the coding, and all those things we'll discuss. Okay. So I'll try to spend like 10 to 15 minutes on the PPT part. Then we'll try to cover two projects today. Okay. So one will be like we'll be creating a calculator, right, based on Python, right? And we are not going to write the code anything, right? Simply we'll give the prompt to our agent. Simply we'll give the prompt to our VS Code, the agents which are inside the VS Code, and it will create the calculator for me, right? And it will create a beautiful UI also for me. So you can actually do the the calculations over there, right? So this thing. And second project which we are going to do it, it's little lengthy project, and that will basically the LMS, library management system, right? Library management system. So here what we will do, we'll try to create an end-to-end application without writing even a single piece of code, right? Without writing even a single piece of code, we'll be creating a library management system. So where we can add the books, we can delete the books from that management system. We can issue the books to any particular person also, and we can get the books back from the person also, right? And everything will be stored on the UI, so we can feel the website also. I mean, we can feel the UI also, and it will be like an end user application, right? So if you want to share it with anyone, you can easily able to share it also, right? So these are the three things which we'll cover. And the interesting part is in both of these codes, in both of these applications, we are not going to write even a single line of code. Okay? So simply we'll give the prompt and let's see how it goes. So obviously it will be making some mistakes also, but we are not going to rectify those mistakes. Our AI agents only, they will be rectifying our mistakes also. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Okay, now let's move to the PPT first quickly. Right, so role of generative AI for software developers. So agenda is like what is GenAI AI tools for the developers, Copilot, Claude, ChatGPT, AI for testing and debugging. Okay, so basically those who are in the testing profiles, they can easily create the test cases also using this. Again, without writing a single piece of code, you can simply pass the code which you want to test and it will literally create the test cases for you, right? The unit test cases, the negative test cases, the positive test cases, right? All the scenarios it will create for you. Okay, building the AI apps, what are the best practices, and then we'll move to the hands-on, which is the live demo. Okay. So generative AI, right? So what is generative AI? Which is generating the content for you. As the name is suggesting, generative AI. So it is generating the content for you. So it can create the text for you. It can create the codes for you. It can do the documentation using the LLMs, right? So I hope everyone is using the ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is what is the end user application, and it is based on the GPT model. Okay. So this is based on the transformer architecture. So it's basically a concept, right? So which was a revolution, which came in like 2017. The research paper came into the picture. Attention is all you need. And from there, the role of generative AI becomes so popular. And since 2020, 2021, since the chat GPT came, and then a series of models have started appearing in the market. And it's like a rat race. Every company is putting a lot of investment in creating their own LLMs, which can give the best results to the end users. Okay, so why developers need the Gen AI? Because now with the Gen AI, right, with these tools, actually we don't need to do the coding. Okay, so it can make the coding 50 to 70% faster. I would say 50 to 70% is also less. I can say like 80 to 90% it can make the coding very fast. Now, uh, like most of you might be aware about the SQL, right? So sometimes those who are new in the SQL, it's very difficult for them to write the SQL queries. So we can create our own agent also, which can write the SQL queries for you, right? So if you have a client and they want to extract the data from the database, but the problem is being a stakeholder, they do not know how to write the SQL queries. They simple know the English, plain English, right? So what they will do, simply they will write a plain English in the database, and that agent which is sitting inside the database, it will create the query for them. For example, if I want to extract all the tables, all the records from a table orders, it will write like select star from orders. We are not writing, that our agent is writing. Okay. So auto documentation, smart debugging, accelerated learning, right? Smart debugging in the sense like you are writing the code and some mistake has happened, right? Or there is some logical error, there is some syntax error, or the output is not coming as expected, right? You are getting some runtime error. So all those things can be taken care by this thing. Earlier, we used to spend like 2 hours, 3 hours. We used to go to the different websites like Stack Overflow used to be very popular website where every one of us used to go. But now, no need to go to any website, nothing. Wherever you are getting the error, that ID platform in itself will resolve that error. And today we'll see that also. Okay. So that is called as a smart debugging. So GitHub Copilot. So this is one of the AI tool, right, using which we can do the coding, right? So again, this is embedded into our VS Code, right? So different LLM models are there using which we can do it, right? It has the autocomplete functions also. Autocomplete in the sense, let's suppose you say that I do not want to use the LLMs. I do not want to use the take help of LLMs. I want to write the codes by myself, right? So for that also, what they do, as soon as you will start writing the code, it will autocomplete your next word, right? What is the next sentence you want to write? What is the next function you want to write, right? It will give you the suggestions. Just like when you just like when you do the chatting on the WhatsApp, right, or any communicator app, automatically it recommends you the next word. In the same way, it will recommend you the next word. Is it something which you want to write? Is it something which you want to write? And based on that, if you will click on the tab button, if you confirm, it will actually write it for you. All right, it can create the unit test cases and so on. So just like we have the GitHub Copilot, we have the Claude also, right? So this is also one of the very strong platform, right, on which we can get the codes basically. Right, ChatGPT. I hope everyone is using the ChatGPT. So here we are not going to talk about the ChatGPT because the reason is because in most of the companies, ChatGPT is not directly accessible, right? Because the companies they are very particular about the sensitiveness of their data. They do not want that the people in their companies they start copy pasting the code from their production environment into the third party website, which is like ChatGPT. Okay. So, but yeah, if we want to use the ChatGPT, that is directly straightforward. And I'm assuming like everyone might be using the ChatGPT in this session. Now, this is a very new platform, ID, I would say, on which we can do the coding, Google Antigravity. And this is so powerful that even the Google Chrome is integrated inside it, right? So, for example, if you want to create any website, so what do? You create a local host, you deploy it on the local host. And if you're getting any error over there, then your ID will not be able to identify what was the error. You have to directly copy paste it in the Google, then you have to search for the error and so on. But what this anti-gravity is doing, it has the Google Chrome integrated within the ID platform. So even if you are doing the local host, right, even if you're deploying it on the local host, whatever the error you are getting on the front end, so this backend will be integrated with that and it will automatically correct at the backend also. So what I'm trying to say, a very intelligent ID, which is combining the front end with the back end. Okay, so that I'll show you demo also today. The LMS platform, the library management system, which we are going to create it, right? So we'll see this one, how it is integrating the front end with the back end. Okay, so this was a challenge actually a few months back, but now it has resolved that kind of error also. AI for testing, I already have told you, like if you want to write the negative test cases, unit test cases, right? Everything can be written using this thing. Now, again, this one is can be used using the open source models also and using the GPT models also, right? Or I can say paid models. So I always recommend to go for the paid models because like GPT, right? They give very good results as compared to the this thing. So earlier we used to have a big team for the testers, right? Who are doing the manual testing, this testing. They are writing so many test cases, but actually now there is no need for a big team, right? Because everything can be integrated within the AI itself, right? It can do the task of hours into the seconds, right? Even the humans might miss that particular test case, but this will not miss any particular test case. Debugging in the sense if you're getting any errors or how to optimize the performance. Let's suppose if your SQL query is taking 1 minute to run, stakeholder is asking something from the database and it is extracting the results, let's suppose in the 1 minute, 2 minutes, right? Now it can be very frustrating for the end users. So how is AI is coming into the picture? They are optimizing the SQL queries. Earlier, we SQL developers, humans used to do these things, right? And for that, we used to get like very fat salaries also. But now everything can be done using the AI, right? So that also can be done. Documentation in the sense, whatever the code you have written, obviously you have to document it also so that you can pass it to some next team member, or if you are leaving that particular organization, your manager will also say that create the documentation of this code so that I can pass to the next team member. Earlier we used to spend like one week to 2 weeks in writing the documentation, in writing the entire thing. But now our AI tools, right, which are integrated into the coding platform, right, they can do all these things for us. Okay, LangChain for developers, Hugging Face developers, right? What are the best practices? Like it can provide the context, iterative prompting, verify the output, use AI for 60 to 70% of the task, right? I would say 60, 70 is very conservative, but 80, 90% you can say at a safer side. So whenever you are using any LLM, right, you have to give the proper prompt that what you want to do. I want to create a website using Python. It should be deployed on the Streamlit, right? I need these features. I just simply mention those things so that it will get the clear picture like what to do, and accordingly it will start creating it, right? And iterative prompting, iterative in the sense continuously keep on giving the prompts. Let's suppose if it has created a base code and I want to add some new features into it. I want to add some new images. I want to add some new buttons into it. Simply continue giving the prompting into that, and it will start creating the codes for you. Okay, and verify output whether the output which it is generating is correct or not, because although they are giving very good results, but still the AI is in the learning stage. It is not perfect. We cannot blindly trust on it. Okay, so it might be the case we are expecting something else and they are giving something else. So we have to verify the results also, whether the results which are coming are as per the expectation or not. And these are the common mistakes also. Okay, so like we blindly trust on it. So missing constraints, right? Weak prompts. Prompts in the sense whatever the prompts we are asking, we are giving to it, those are not sufficient. Okay, so let's suppose if I'm saying, let's suppose this is a session which is going on, right? And if anyone will ask, I have a doubt. Now, if I'm the LLM and you are the end user, I will not be able to understand in which particular problem you have the doubt, in which particular topic you have the doubt, right? So this is called as the basic prompt. And if you are giving that I have the doubt in VS Code in this particular thing, then I'll be able to understand in a much better way, right? So this is called as a prompting. So if you are an end user and if you are giving the prompt to the LLM, you have to be very specific, right? So that what you want to do, right? For example, if you are giving the prompt to the chat GPT, create a resume for me, it will create a generic resume because it doesn't know whether it is creating the resume for a data science profile, for the AI, for the Python, for what. But if you're giving the specific prompt that I want to create a resume, please create a resume for me. I'm a 10 years working professional in data science, this, right? And then it will create a proper this thing, right? Okay, now let's directly jump to the practical implementation, right? So this was the theoretical part. Okay. Now, what we will do, now let's see the real magic, how it comes, right? So what we will do, we'll be using two tools today. This we will be doing out on the VS Code, right? And this we will be using it for on the Google Antigravity. Right? Both are the ID platforms where we can do the coding. And we'll see, right? So that you will get the exposure of both the platforms, right? So we'll be using both, right? One by one. One is the VS Code and one is the Google Antigravity. Okay, let's see the first one application. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a calculator based on the Python, which can perform multiple tasks, like it can do the addition, subtraction. Now, if I'll ask you to create, what you will do, you will take the input from the user, right? You will create a logic for it that if it is a addition, if the user is entering addition, then do addition of two numbers. If it is subtraction, so basically you'll be writing all the use case scenarios, right? It will be like a 100-liner code or 200-liner code. And then we have to deploy it on the Streamlit also. For that also, you have to create the UI, right? So how the background color should look like, what should be the heading, and so on. So easily it will be like 200-liner code. But we will see how we can do it easily without creating even a single line of code. Okay. So what we can do, okay, just give me a second, guys. I'll just quickly open the VS Code and then we'll, we'll jump into this part. Okay. Okay. So what I have done, I have created a new folder here. This is an empty folder which I have created. And here I'll just mention, I'll just open this VS Code, right? So this is the VS Code. Okay. Now, those who are working in the Python or in the data science, they might be knowing that whenever we want to create any application, it's always good that if we can create a virtual environment, right? If we can create a virtual environment. So benefit of virtual environment is that whatever the libraries we are going to download, so that will be specific to that particular project, and right, and it will not, you know, create the problem with the other projects, because if one project is running on Python version 3.12 and new project I'm creating on Python version 3.13, then it might create the problem, right? It can create the conflicts, and some of the functionalities in this project might not work in this project. Okay, so what we'll do, simply we'll create the virtual environment. Okay, so let's create a virtual environment first. It create the new terminal, and then command prompt conda activate, so conda create. So even though I can give this command also to this thing and it can create for me, right? Even though my agent can do this thing for me, but just to make sure, right? So we are doing by ourselves. Let's see. Okay, so okay, I think I have done one small mistake here. While creating the folder, I have given the space in between new folder, right? So just give me a second. I'll just remove this space. Otherwise, sometimes it might create the problem also while creating it. So I'll just remove this space, guys. Just give me a second. So I'll open it again, guys. So I'll show you, look what I have done. So what I have done, I have created a new folder because in the previous folder there was a space. So sometimes if you have a space between the names, so it creates a problem. So what I have done, I have created a new folder with the name of Masterclass V1, and inside that I have created one folder calculator. Now just open the CMD here. Now just open the code, right? And just open the terminal, new terminal. Open command prompt, and now let's create the virtual environment. Okay, so conda. Okay, so it will, what it will do, it will download all the dependencies which are required to run the Python. Okay, so it will take approximately 10-20 seconds. So the benefit of creating the virtual environment is that it will not, clash with the other projects. Otherwise, if it is downloading the latest libraries and if my other projects are on the previous libraries, then my previous projects might create problems while running. Okay. So that's why it's always a good practice to create a virtual environment. So by the way, we are working on a VS Code. This is a coding platform which is used in the companies also. And on the right hand side, if you will see, this is the coding assistant, AI assistant. Okay, so where by the time it is downloading, right, I'll show you. These are the different models we have, right? GPT 4.1, GPT 4o, GPT 5 mini, all right? And in case if you want to import some more models, the paid models that can also be imported here. And here itself, I can give the prompt that what I want to do. Okay, so right, so an environment is created. Now, if you see on the left hand side, my environment is created in which we have all the Python dependencies which are required. Now, what is the next step? The next step is to activate it. So conda activate my env. Okay, so that's it, right? So our part is done. Now let's see how we can create the calculator, right? Now let's see how we can create the calculator. Now what we are going to do, we are going to give here prompt that create a streamlet. Now if you'll see on the right hand side, I'm giving the prompt, right? Create a streamlet calculator app. Okay, so in this, what I need to do, maybe title, right? So app title should be AI calculator, right? So this should be the title. And what I want this to do, I want that it should take two numbers as the input. It should take two numbers as the input, right? So take two numbers as input, right? After that, what I want to do, let's suppose I want the application should have the drop down, right? So create drop down for operations, right? What are the operations I want to make? I want to make add, subtract, multiply, and divide, right? So these are the four operations which I want to perform. Okay, so then you should have the button, right? Show result button, right? Show result when button is clicked, right? And then we are saying that while dividing, handle the divide by zero also, right? Handle divide by zero error also, right? If any user is giving, right? If any user is giving this thing, then it should handle the error also, right? So let's see, let's give the prompt. Now see, it will do all these things for me, right? So it is creating this thing. I'll create a Streamlit app with all the features you requested, right? So in this, I'll stop it, right? And I'll say that create requirements.txt also to, you know, uh, to pass all the libraries to install. And then I have created virtual environment. Use that to download, right? So let's see. Now see, it has started creating this app.py, right? It has created this requirements. I have not created it, right? So this thing is creating. Now it is asking whether you want to keep or not. I want to keep it. Now see, it is asking, do you want to keep or not? Right? Let's keep it. Right? Now it is asking that I have to install the requirements.txt because whatever the libraries it has written here, we have to install it also. Now simply click on allow. So what it will do, it will start downloading all the libraries which are required to create this project. So for this, we need only the Streamlit. So it is downloading that Streamlit, right? Right. So just give the command. Okay. So I can give the prompt here. Use command prompt and not PowerShell. So let's do one thing. So what it is doing now, it is downloading all the required dependencies. Now, in the meantime, I'll show you the code. So this is the code which AI has generated for me, right? So we have not written anything. So inside the VS Code itself, we were having this AI agent which has written the code for us. Now, if we have to write the code, obviously it will take a long time, but this has written the code for us. Okay, let's see it also whether it will work or not. If it will not work, then this agent automatically will try to resolve it. So there are 42 needs to be downloaded and 26 has been downloaded. It's almost done. Now let's give the prompt that pip install is done. Now continue with the coding and uh, deploy on Streamlit. Click on allow. Right now here we can simply write Streamlit run app.py. So now see, this is the AI calculator which has been created without writing even a single line of code. Okay, let's try its functionality. So let's give here 10. Let's give here 30. Right? What is the option I want to perform? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Let's suppose I want to do the add and then calculate this thing. So 10 plus 30 is equals to 40. Similarly, let's suppose 20. And if I'm writing here 0, right, and I want to divide, right, then it is handling this thing also, right? So because we have given the specifically instruction that handle the divide by 0, that's why it is giving you this error. If we would not have handled that situation, then in that case, the code will break, right? So here it will break, okay? So similarly, if you are giving here, let's suppose 20, and if you are multiplying it, calculate, right? So 20 into 20, 40. Now, let's suppose I want to add one more feature here, right? So I want to add, let's suppose the maybe one more feature, maybe try to add one image also, right? So here I can give the prompt also, right? So add, right? Add one image of calculator also, right? On page, on Streamlit page, or on UI, right? Right. So it is saying that user wants, now see, it is automatically adding this particular piece of code into my coding platform, right? And it is telling me, it is asking me whether you want to keep it, right? So it is saying done. I have added a calculator image to the UI. The image will be displayed right below the AI calculator, right? Now let's keep it, right? Let's see, keep it and just save this program. And let's go back here and just refresh it, right? So it has not taken correct image, but yeah. So at least it has added the image. Now I can further optimize the prompt, right? Because these are the open source, right? If you are going to use the paid, obviously the image will improve. But yeah, so here what we can do. So anyways, we have to give the link. I can directly give this link from the internet and I can pass that link. Now, at least I don't need to worry about the coding part. Okay. So I just need to pass the image from the internet to this. That's it. Right. So how simple it is. Okay. Now let's suppose if I want to add the background color also, right? I can add the background color also. So add the background color of UI as light blue. Right. So here it has added that. Uh, I have added the this now have this primary color. Simply refresh the browser to see the lighting, right? So let us see, right? So accordingly, basically, we can do, right? So obviously this is not working here prompt, but yeah, this is how we can do it. Guys, so this was the first application. This was the first application. How was it, guys? Without writing even a single line of code, right? It has created the entire code for me and that too inside it. Okay. And this is the end application which it has created for me. Okay. Now let's move to the second application, guys. Okay. Before I jump to the next one, is it clear, guys? Any doubts in this? Or maybe I'll take the doubts at the end, right? Let me cover the second project also. Now let's move to the second project, guys. Now the second project is that I want to create a library management system, right? I want to create a library management system. So let's try to see. And for that, we are going to use some other software, right? So here we have used the VS Code and there let's use some other software, maybe Antigravity. Okay. So here, what we will do, let's create a separate folder. Now see, the calculator which we created earlier it was having only a zero file, no file was there, but our this thing has created 4 different files. Okay. Now let's create a new folder here because now we are creating a new project and the new folder is LMS, right? Library Management System. And for this, what we are going to do, we are going to use the anti-gravity. Right? So this project, this is the ID which we are going to use. Earlier we were using, right? So file, open folder, right? You can click on the file, open file, or maybe the open folder, file, open folder. And here we can give like, I can create a new folder here. Right? So I have selected one folder. So what I have done, simply I have created one open folder. Okay, so this is the anti-gravity, which is the product of, which is the ID of Google. And very recently they have launched this, right? Last week only. It's been only 2 weeks. And here also the AI agents are very powerful, very powerful. Okay. So here also, let's do one thing. Let's try to create a virtual environment and let's try to integrate the LMS application here. Okay. So for creating the virtual environment, go to the terminal, new terminal, right? Select the command prompt and just give the conda create -p. Okay, so again, it will take like again 10-20 seconds in downloading all the dependencies, right? Because this project is different from the previous project. So it's always a good practice to download it separately. And in the meantime, I'll show you the overview about this. Right. So see, if you can see on the top of my screen, so this is the Google browser. This is the Chrome browser, right, which I was talking about. So this is integrated into this. So if you're deploying anything and you are getting the error, automatically it will detect, yes, this is an error. Okay. So this is that much powerful. And here also, if I'll show you the different models. So these are the different models we have, right? Gemini 3 Pro, Gemini 3 Pro Low, Claude Sonnet 4.5, right? These Claude models are amazing. Okay, so let's do this. And here also you'll be having two things. One is the fast, one is the planning. Fast in the sense it will give you the results very quickly, and planning in the sense it will think and then it will execute. Okay, so let's try out with the fast so that we'll get the quick results. And in the meantime, let's try creating the prompt here, right? So here we will be writing the prompt. So create a Streamlit based library management system app. Okay. Now what I will need to do here. Okay. In the meantime, I'll just activate this environment also. So Conda activate my env. Okay. Okay. Let's give here. So create a Streamlit based library management system app using Python. Okay. So add the features of adding books, deleting books or removing books, issuing books, right? And it should have login page also. Credentials should be username, let's suppose admin, and password, let's suppose again admin, right? Let's give admin. Okay. And I have created virtual environment. So use this environment to download the dependencies in requirements.txt. That's it. Okay, so uh, this, right? So let's give the command here, right? Let's give the prompt here. This is the prompt which we have given. So let's say what it can do for us. Now, firstly, it is analyzing the folder structure, right? It has analyzed the folder structure that we have this. Okay, so now it is creating. Now it will take some time. Let's see. Now see, firstly it has created the requirements.txt. So it said like it will be needing these three things. Okay, just click on the accept changes. When you click on the accept changes, then it will start ahead. Then it will move to the next steps. So it is saying that it will be requiring these three things. Now see, automatically it is created database.py. So here you can see that also. See, this is the entire code which it has written for us. See how amazing it is. So it is saying add books. So the books will keep on adding. Remove books. It is writing the code for me, right? And everything. Just click on the accept changes. All the changes have been accepted. Now it will move ahead and then it will create another file, which is like, let's see whether it will create the utils.py or whether the app.py. Right. See, the entire code it has written for me using this. And even though if we'll get any error in this code, right, or it will automatically detect it and correct it. Right now, see, it is saying that I have done two changes in this, right? Let's see one by one. One is the utils. So it has created the utils file for me, accept changes. And in the app.py, it has added this feature also, right? Just click on add. Now it is saying I need to run the pip install -r requirements.txt, right? Just click on accept, let it run so that it can download the right? So what it is doing, it is downloading all the dependencies which are required. Requirements.txt has been updated. Let's update it. Now see, if you can see on the bottom right corner, it is downloading whatever is required for this project. And in the meantime, I'll show you the code also. So this is the main code which I had created. This is the login page which it has created for us. This is the username password where it will be entering the username password. Invalid credentials if the user is entering the credentials incorrectly. Right? See how beautiful it has created the entire such a big code for us. Right? And proper structure wise, right? Proper folder structure, right? So where requirements.txt, utils, proper pipeline it has created for us. So it is still running, it is still generating. So this is how, guys, you can do it. Right? So this one is done. Okay. By the time it is running, guys, please feel free to discuss if you have any doubts because it will take some time to run. It is generating the codes, it is thinking, and it's a little big website which we have asked him to create, this model to create. So it will take some time. So in the meantime, please unmute yourself. If you have any doubts, please feel free to discuss.
Yeah, you can raise your hand if you're unable to unmute. We can do that. You can also use chat to ask
Yeah.
questions or ask to unmute. I don't see any questions yet.
Now, see, right? So this is what the AI can help us, right? So where we need to create such a big logics by ourselves. Now we have the AI who is doing the coding for us. Okay, now obviously it will take some time because it is creating an entire pipeline and these things. So it will be having the dashboard button, add book, remove book, right? And all these features will be there. Or maybe I'll show you like the completed project also so that you will get the idea. So I'll quickly stop it and I'll show you like what was the completed project which this has created. Right, I was just trying out before this session. Yeah, so just give me a second. I'm just opening it, guys.
There's a question in the chat if you want to. Maybe you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, sure. Okay. So the question is, the first script he placed into Gravity, where, how was the script created? We did not pass any script, J. So we gave the prompt. We gave the prompt. For example, in the Gravity, I'll quickly show you. So in the Gravity, if I will show you, right? So we gave the prompt here on the top. So I gave the prompt that create a Streamlit-based library management system app using Python. Add the features of adding books, this. Then what it said, I'll help you create a comprehensive Streamlit-based library management system with login functionality. Let me start by exploring your workspace structure. So it is understanding like what are the existing files I have. Then accordingly, it is creating the code for me, right? I think this is done also. This is completed. Let me see. Yeah, it is being deployed here. Now see how beautiful it has created for me. Okay, and live here itself, it has created for me. So, uh, yeah, see, this is the problem it has created. It has given the credentials on the front on the screen itself, right? Ideally, it should hide these credentials. So default credentials is like admin. Let's give the admin here and password. Let's give the password here and let's click on the login, right? Now see, it has created the dashboard for me. Okay, so let's try to create some books. Add book. How beautiful it has created for me. Okay, so add book. Now, let's suppose I want to add Python for ML. Let's suppose this is fiction, science. This is, let's suppose, technology. Book type, book ID is, book name is this. Book ID is, let's suppose, 001. Author name is, let's suppose, uh, ABC. Right? Publisher here is this. Publisher is, let's suppose, Orally. Right? And just click on the add book. So when you click on the add book, now it says book ML has been added. Now if you'll go to the view all books, right? So you can see, right? So you can see this book is there, right? Orally 2023 technology fiction. Now, if you want to issue this book to any person, you can issue this book also, right? So what are the two books I have? I have the Python for ML. I want to issue this to which student ID? Let's suppose to 333. To this student ID, I want to issue this book. Student name is, let's suppose, Virat. And just click on issue the book, right? So when I say, then it says that book has been issued to this person. Now, if I'll go to the issue books, right? View all issue books. So here you can clearly see, right, that Python for ML that has been issued to the that has been issued basically, right? So not this one, maybe issued books, right? So let's go to this icon, issued books, right? So here you can see this book has been issued to Virat. Okay, so how amazing it is, right? So how easily and how quickly it has created for entire application for me, guys. Okay, so any doubts, guys? So Jay, the step before that one. So before that one, what I did, I created the virtual environment. That was the very first step which I did. So the very first step which I did was the creating the virtual environment, right? And this is the virtual environment how I created it. Conda create minus p. Otherwise, if you will see, I have not written a single line of code here. Simply what I did, firstly, I created the virtual environment, then I activated it, and then I gave the prompt here. That's it. That is what we have done. And what it has created for me, it has created this uh, beautiful application for me, right? Where I can go to the dashboard, I can add the book, I can delete the book, right? Easily I can do it. Okay, any other doubts, guys? How was the application, guys? Isn't it amazing? Like AI has created for us. And within half an hour or 40 minutes, right, we have created two applications and both are working amazingly.
How long does this take usually to build when you're doing coding by yourself?
Yeah, it will take ages to create this kind. I mean, we can see this code also, no? So how big this code is. And obviously we'll get a lot of syntax error, coding errors. And within half an hour, we have created two amazing applications and working applications, right? See the UI, how beautiful the UI is. Okay, so this is how, guys, how the AI is helping us. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're open for questions, guys. I know we are at time, but we can still be here for next 10 minutes if you have any questions. There will be a quick poll that my team will be releasing it to you right away on your screens. And then we're here to answer any of your questions. We have 18 folks on the call. And also we have an elaborated class for 16 hours for AI for software developers, guys. If you're interested, you could always join the class, enroll the class. We have wonderful content like this. If you could achieve so many things, two different projects in like 40 minutes, understand how much you can get in 16 hours of the training. Anything in regards to what has been taught today? Any questions? Okay. Looks like we nailed it. No more questions, Arihant. Guys, then we'll take a leave. We have three more webinars coming up in next 2 months. One is for product managers, other for project managers, other one is no code, low code. So many more to come. We do two free master classes every month. So if you can take leverage of the free master classes, that's all free content. So thank you all for being here with us today. Have a good rest of your day, folks. Bye, everyone.